Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon, the Wacky Warren Park. Now, I don't know what a Warren is, and as far as I'm concerned, it is also not that wacky, but perhaps we can change the wackiness of it. I don't know. Regardless, this is our park currently. It has a few rides. It has all the potential to be great as we have loads and loads of space. And we cannot fail this park, so all in all, we're doing quite alright actually, seeing how this is a guaranteed victory. Now, knowing that, we are of course not there yet, and we do need to build a few rides, and as it happens, our eggheads last time gave us, well, they didn't give it, they had to, of course, work, blood, sweat and tears and bust their balls off to get us this water coaster. And maybe I'm exaggerating it a little. But that is what we've got and that is what we shall build. Now, currently you are looking at the exact location where this water ride is going to be built. The station shall be here in the underground. Probably like right over here with a entrance above ground and perhaps an exit underground, if we can swing that. Probably we can't swing the underground exit. We should be able to swing the underground paths though, so that's what we're going to aim for. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now, we are early in the park. We do not need to check for vandalism or for pricing for that matter, so I guess we can get to it straight away. Let's do that. Let's get the water ride, or water coaster, which is a water ride, of course. I wasn't mistaken in anything. Never am. So we'll build the station here, and then we shall have this go. All right. Now I already need to like check what the. Yeah, we should be good to go underground over there. I will remove this one bit there. And then I guess what we shall do is build the entrance already straight away. There, so we got at least that done. And we shall do the same for the exit, basically. Thinking about it, perhaps it is better to leave this one tile out there so we can have the exit path be over here, and we will terraform this. I will not make a bloody mess of the terrain, so at least I don't have the intentions to. You never know what will happen. Now, as far as this is concerned, I guess we'll just go with the water thingy straight away, and then we'll straighten that out. I mean, the good thing about the water section is that it cannot get stuck. Oh, we cannot curve our lift. That's an issue. I did not anticipate that, but luckily we can get away with building over here. However, it will probably mean that we're gonna have to... I thought we could curve it up here, seeing how that's not possible. Yeah, we're probably best off doing it like... maybe we're better off doing a slide down thingy. Of course, that's because of a tree. And this is also because of a tree. Then we shall go down, I guess. How cool would it be if we would be able to go below our own tracks, huh? Do you think we can swing that? Might be possible. Is it? No, it is not. Not like that, at least. I don't know about this. Maybe I will have to go straight with this. And then do it like this. That ain't gonna happen. Not like that, at least. If I terraform this. Now we have potential. And then curve it around. Nice! Okay, so that is possible. We'll have a sploosh here. I like those. And we will actually have a lift up. Of course, there's a tree, but we will absolutely remove those. Same for you. That tree is a goner too. Right, so let's plan out this coaster a little bit, shall we? And we might actually leave the game running for it. Now, there's no rush in any case. I think what we should go for is try and see if we can get this to get another drop down here. Then perhaps go up and then do some curving back to the station. You know, so we'll have like one more water section. Probably over here. Something like this. Though looking at it, are we heading? Yeah, we're heading right for the merry-go-round. I guess we could lower this whole shenanigan, but we don't need this to go up that high, to be honest. Now, then there's the tree. Why not? Let's see. So what we want is a splash over there. Sploosh. And then I guess we can go down like one more. Two more. No, it's not allowing it. Alright, fine. So far nothing is lost. We do have a helix up small. Now that would have to... We'd have to go straight first in order for the helix up small to work. We could get that to work though. We'd have to go straight even one further. And we won't do that with a water thingy. Now, what happens if I do this? That works. Definitely that works. Okay, this is looking promising. Then we'll have to remove the tree there. And we shall go up once more to say about over here. And then actually we shall go like this. Maybe we can even get away with a larger curve there. No, it's not letting us. That's a shame. This is a pretty cool feature though that we currently got here. I like this. Now we're at the station's height as well. I don't think that this is a really badly designed track, if I may be the judge of my own work here. And then that would hook it up. Perfect, I'd say. Perfect. Right, okay. So why don't we see what the test ride will be on this one, whilst I will busy ourselves with the hooking up of path and whatnot. Let me see. What we want over here is... I guess what we'd want is for this to go straight. And then something like this to happen. And that cannot happen. So you know what we'll do? We'll do it like this. It might seem a little bit convoluted, but I think for, you know, keeping the looks of the park intact, this is worth it. Now, what are the path heights? We need to get down to height 8, which I believe is nothing more than being over here. Unless I am, of course, seriously mistaken. No, I am not. Nice. Right, let's get back to building the path over here. Now, there's two ways we can hook this up. Or we go above ground, but I think it would be much nicer if we actually do the same trick over here. And you know what? We'll actually have this one... No, we can't have that. I need this to also go like this. And then go down. Right. So, I guess, theoretically speaking, that would hook it up. Well, there's not really that much theoretical about it. It would actually hook it up. Right, so I think what we got here is a pretty decent setup for a water ride, if I may say so myself. You know, just saying, you know, not trying to tap myself on the back or anything, but I do think we got something running over here. Now, as far as you are concerned, this will be your area. I also don't think that we need a fixed mechanic for this particular ride. So why don't we check what the ratings are? Ooh, 6.5, huh? That's definitely good. We will charge $6 for this. I don't care if that means that a lot of guys will leave the park, as I'm not interested in them staying. All I want is them leaving with their pockets empty. Yep, we are like that. Now, as for a name for this one, why don't we... Wow, these sections are actually pretty good if you ask me. You know, just curving around like that, and then... I hadn't even seen it, but... Yeah, it makes it through there pretty solid if you ask me. Even on this section, you know, it makes it through with a relative large amount of speed. So, how shall we call this then? Why don't we call this the Moist Buster? Yeah, that sounds good. The Moist Buster. How are we gonna color this one? I mean, we're not really, you know, I'm on purposely not really binding myself to keeping, you know, a theme with anything. So I guess this could do, though perhaps we might want like brown supports on this one. And I also quite like these, you know, these wooden boats that we have. So in that regard, I'd consider this a pretty good success. Now, as for the rest of the park, because what we currently need to do really is we need to expand, and we need to expand our flat path space. So what I have in mind is, if we take a look over here, I think we should expand our path around this area, above ground, at least the majority of it, and then get back to there. So we'll have like a loop. Yeah, and that will give us access to all the above ground space over here. So that seems like a pretty good plan. What we are going to need to do for that though, probably over here we'd want something like this. And I'm not gonna terraform everything back because that's just ridiculous. But I think that over here would be our best option to start off our above ground path expansion. So let's go like this. So right now we're in the above ground. Also, I shall remove this. I will put you back just so that I can build this without having guests wandering on it continuously. Don't really want that. Also, guests, you can be ignored for now, because that's what we do with our guests. We just ignore them. Whatever they want, we don't listen. Ah, no, I'm joking, of course. Of course we want to listen to what our guests want. I mean, after all, we need their money and they don't need ours. So, oops, straight over there. And then like this. I know we're investing a lot in path at the moment and it could backfire on us, but I think this is the right call to make. We don't really need it to do this for like the flat path space, as we have plenty of that. It's just that we need access to this above ground area that we're at currently. So why don't we do something like this? You know, keep the terrain nice and intact, as I said I would. Oh, nice. I like this. Yes. And then something like this. Yes, it's looking more like a plan's coming together, and I always like it when that happens. And then we'll go straight like that. And now we're in like the terrain where I'm like, alright, all we need to do is just Hook it up. Let's see if we can wiggle this around over this area. You know, keep the lake as much intact as is humanly possible. Well, humanly, I mean tycoonly possible. We are beyond humans. We have transcended from humandom. Right, so that will make the circle complete. And that will do that over there. So I guess now it's up to us to really start laying down the interior works over here. Like, really badly. Because currently there is absolutely nothing here that could even remotely interest the guests. Or make them happy for that matter. Look, see how they all just wander all on this area, like trying to find out if it's actually worth going here. Finding out there's nothing. Well, at least what there is right now is a place to rest their pixel legs when they discover that they've been walking for like half an hour for nothing. Good, with that placed, I guess what we want is like a set of shops and stalls somewhere around this area. Probably over here. I want like a bathroom. We probably want one of these. Say like we build that. You know, it wouldn't be a bad thing to dig that in the terrain over here. So we'll build these like next to each other. There. Yeah, that seems like the right place. There, right, done. Okay, that's looking good. So now we have this huge area and we are now obliged to build stuff there. And we actually do have stuff. However, what we also need is... well, we're gonna have to build that wooden coaster soon. I guess what we want right now is, because we're gonna start on the wooden coaster soon, we'd want an extra roller coaster. So that's what we'll get. Now as far as the Enterprise goes, I think over here on this flat space is like the perfect place for it. Yeah, somewhere like over here. Yeah, that seems good. Wait, what? There's a tree in the way? No way. Yeah, alright. Yes, way, maybe. And now there shouldn't be, though. And what we will do is we shall build the entrance over there, get the exit there. All we need to do, really, is just have a really short exit path. That's usually the best setup anyway, so... we might as well do that right here, right? Because why wouldn't we do something that is not in our best interest? Right. So far it's smooth sailing for us, really, if I'm honest, you know. This park isn't really... oh, wait. This park isn't proving to be any challenge whatsoever. Of course, that might change, you know, over the course of this park, but so far I find this relaxing and easing the mind, you know, knowing that we cannot fail and all we have to do is just build great rides. So, yeah, now, oh, you know what we also forgot to do, which is kind of important, I guess? How about staff, huh? Staff will make or break this park, so... of course, we don't want too much of it early on, or too many of them, not it. I mean, hear me talk like they're things, you know, things you can hire. Oh wait, that's actually true. And besides, they're not people, they're pixels. Pixels of the Tycoon slave army. Nah, that's not true. I also think we should... oh, look at that, we got an award for our bathroom facilities. How cool is that? Right, looking good. Now, the park is kind of suffering from having a little bit too much path and too few rides to go along with it. I mean, that will change over, you know, over the course of this park, but for now we're kind of suffering, and this also, I don't know, man. Seems like we need to fix this. Yeah, we will. I know this is terraforming and it's costing us money, and why? It's all for the looks, man. It's all for the looks. There. I think that looks a lot better. Like that. Great. Okay, now it is up to us to come up with a solid name for this enterprise, which I think, by the way, we faced excellent. So all the guests can see. Ooh, look, there's this amazing ride there. I guess we should call this the Wacky Wheel. You know, Wacky Warrens. Wait, I think there's an H in wheel. You know, Wacky Warrens, Wacky Wheel. It seems fitting. Also, we'd probably stick with the theming, though perhaps we'll change it to plain. I guess. I don't really see the mine theming coming out here, though. Perhaps. Nah, we'll go with plain. So that's that sorted. The Wacky Wheel. How about a paint job? Why don't we give this an orange touch with a green inside, a black inside, a white inside, a golden inside. Golden is just poo brown. I don't want that. Yellow looks fine though. Yeah, we'll go with yellow. Yellow looks good. Also, because we have the exit there, I think these are in place. Yeah, just a few more benches. I think that would definitely do the trick. Now then, over here, there's a whole barren area without any rides. Sure, we got the Wacky Wheel here, but we want to add a few more rides. And I think that having the ship over here is in our best interest. So, I mean, we could build it on the water. Perhaps that's also the best idea. I'm thinking more of building it like on the side over here near the water. Like, say for example over here on the edge. Or maybe partly over this pond. Maybe over here and you know, near this pond is actually the better place for it. I mean, how good would it be if we could just slam it in over here? I think that's actually a pretty solid spot. Then the entrance will be here, and we'll have that go into the underground and hook up to one of the underground sections. Will we? Is that feasible? Ooh, that will make it a long queue though. I kind of like the idea. So we'll do it. We'll go along with it. There. And then that. Hold on a second, I need to change the view here. There, right. Okay, so far so good. Then, what we will do is just move this over. Terraforming, wasting a lot of money. Nah, not wasting, preserving the park's natural beauty. And that's what we're doing. Oh man, this music, man, it's just so good. I'm really happy to have built this merry-go-round as like the first ride. You know, the music's always like cheering me up. Right, now what we're gonna do is flatten this, then flatten the rest of the terrain. And I guess what we shall do is we shall also flatten this, this, and then like this. That should give it access to the underground in a very neat and nice fashion. You know, kind of like the way I like this. Alright, now it is time that we disable the rides and see where we're at. We're at height 5. It's gonna be a long one, but it might actually be worth it. It's not that long, it's not that short either, but right, I guess this is the right way to go. It's kind of interesting to think that the path actually goes in the ground here, whilst you wouldn't really suspect that when you see on the way this is set up. Also, we shall, of course, charge the maximum we can over here. Which includes $5 for the most amount of swings, so it's not a bad deal. Which it never really is, because that's our standard setup. Now, we shall call this the Conquistador. Why? I don't know. I really want to write a name like that, so there. I guess that should be enough reason. The Conquistador. And yeah, we got a single reel roller coaster. Right, now we will pause it, as I don't really know which coaster that is. Ew. Okay, that's not good. Right, so the game plan changes a little, as this is not the coaster that I was looking for. I think we should still use it, because I don't build it that often, and I think if there's one park that would actually benefit from it, it's the Wacky Warren's park. Question is, where would we build one of these rides? I mean, in a way, I think we should go balls out with this and, you know, build like a triple coaster. In a way. In another way, I'm thinking like if I go, you know, that route, then it's gonna be crazy expensive. And of course, that is true. However, what we could do is build it in the underground here. And then have it go up and go around the lake. So, you know, the middle section will go probably over here or over here. And of course the outer ones will take either side. They will join up over here. And then... yeah, but if we do that, then it's gonna lead to a massive... what we could then do is lift them back up, you know, and then... have them pair up over here, go into the underground and return to the station. That would be pretty cool if we could do that. If we can do that. That's a big if we can do that. If we pull it off and we do it right, we're gonna have some bowling out of control coasters, but I don't think that's what we should go for first. So to that end, we shall go back to the thrill rides, and the wooden coaster will be the next one. We also have a few gentle rides that we can build, like the car ride. Car ride isn't bad. We could also go with the cycle ride over here. So there is options for us, you know, and we shall use them. I think a cycle ride on the water is actually a pretty neat idea. I like that. We should pair it up though. Sounds like a plan, if you ask me. Anyway, we're not there yet. We still need to finish the Conquistador. Well, finish. Let's just paint it. I guess that will be finishing enough. How about we make this a little bit more like this? Yes. And then we go with the blue and the bright yellow. I kind of like these colors, you know, for a ship. Yellow and blue, yellow and white. I feel it mixes really well. So that's what we'll use over here. It is open for business, so we should see folks going on this very ride. I must admit that in terms of how are we doing, ride tickets is already 3,728. All we need to do, I believe, is get 9,000. That is not going to be that difficult if things continue to go this way. Which it will, because we will, of course, make the right choices and just make an awesome park over here. However, what we're gonna build next, where we're gonna build it, how we're gonna do it, and also what this reward is going to be are all things that you will find out next time when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.